So today I'd like to talk to you about your field, and more specifically, the pathway that you keep treading through that field. Imagine that you've got a huge, great field and you have to navigate your way from one side of the field to another. Most people, because we're creatures of habit, tend to take the same path every day. And to some extent that makes sense because the pathway becomes clearer, and if you keep treading the same way every day, the grass gets flattened down and it becomes an easy to navigate and clear pathway. Your beliefs are the same. Your beliefs are formed because of the experiences you've had so far in life, particularly during your childhood years. And what you do every day, whether you're consciously aware of it or not, is you look for evidence to find that those beliefs must be true. So you keep treading through the same pathway. And that's really good if the beliefs you have and hold serve you and they lead to good, effective and constructive habits. But what about those limiting beliefs? What about those negative beliefs? They are the ones that are holding you back to some level in life. But nevertheless, you will still be looking for evidence that they are true. So, the secret of your future is really hidden in your beliefs and the pathway that you choose to walk down on a daily basis. And the negative belief trap works something like this. You hold a negative belief. I'm not a lucky person. I'm always at a disadvantage. I'll never be as talented as my brother. I've never been good looking. I can never be a good presenter. And what you will do is that belief will physically limit and censor and distort the information that comes in through your senses, through your eyes, through your ears, through your taste, through your smell, through your physical sensations in this world. So you will go through life with that shutter on, that blinker, that will only enable you to see evidence that those negative beliefs must be true. So you will avoid going to job interviews where you're required to give a presentation if you believe that you'll never be a good public speaker. And each time you avoid that, you're providing more evidence that that belief must be true. In other words, you're walking the same pathway in your field. So you have a negative belief and you notice and take in through your senses the negative stuff that reinforces it. That creates a sense of stress, which actually physically makes you blind to opportunity. You don't see the stuff, you don't hear the stuff, you don't experience the opportunities that are around you every day. You literally go through life with some kind of tunnel vision. Now, let's imagine that you challenge and change those beliefs and you start to tread step by step a different pathway in your field. What happens? Well, actually, new neuronal pathways start to form. Just like when you walk through a field, you start to see visible tracks forming when you tread down the grass. So, and the more you tread that new path, the stronger and clearer it becomes. What happens to the old path? Well, naturally the grass starts to grow over it because you're not treading down it anymore. You're not walking the same path. So eventually it fades and fades and fades until the new path becomes your new subconscious default, your new belief. So today I'd really like you to think about this. And I'd like you to take a piece of paper and write down three good habits that you have. And on the other side of the paper, 3 bad habits that you have currently. 3 things that you want to continue to do and you're happy with, and 3 bad habits that you have that you would regard or judge as a bad habit. And for each of those habits, the 3 good ones and the 3 bad ones, I'd like you to think about what belief underpins that habit. In other words, what must you believe in order to maintain that habit? I'll just give you an example. Let's imagine that you have the bad habit of eating too much cake. And we can all indulge and we can always enjoy, a nice slice of cake. Let's not go to extremes here. But imagine that you have a habit where yours is a kind of a daily indulgence. and you cannot resist that sugar rush of the carrot cake, of the cheesecake, or whatever it is that you are using. What's the belief underneath that? Each time you're given the choice, do I eat the cake or don't I? And most of the time you do. Do you have an underlying belief, well, I don't really have many pleasures in life? Or do you have a belief that, you know, I deserve to have my treats? Or do you have a belief that, well, it won't, just one piece won't affect me, except for you have that every day? Or do you have a belief, well, you know, it's okay if I'm a little overweight because I'm happy to be, because, you know, I'm never going to be attractive anyhow? Or what is the underlying belief that leads you to keep maintaining that bad habit? Because there will be one, I promise you. And likewise, what are the underlying beliefs that you hold that are helping you to maintain and keep treading down those healthy pathways in your field that create your good habits?